What's up, everyone? I'm back from a vacation that I took last week. Got to catch up with friends and family and even took the kiddos to Disneyland. Wonderful time, but I did miss a lot of football, right? I had to be present, had to focus on the kids while we're walking around Disneyland. But, fortunately, we got back on Saturday. So this past Sunday and Monday, I was able to watch a lot of football. Some takeaways from Monday night slate. The Bengals really suck. Jake Browning is just awful. He holds on to the ball and just waits to get sacked. I'm worried about Chase, like both of them, Jamar Chase and Chase Brown, and T. Higgins, and basically anyone on the Bengals. Unless like a quarterback change happens, I don't see them providing much value this year. Jameis Winston would just be so good for that team. I do want to shout out to Tyreek Hill. Actually, more of a farewell salute. Very bad injury if you didn't catch it. His leg went ways it shouldn't go. Hard to see him coming back from this injury. He's definitely not going to have the same speed, especially at that age. I had Tyreek Hill in a lot of his prime years in fantasy, and so awesome to have him. Hope you heal up quickly and focus on some of those personal things, but good luck to you, Tyreek. Thank you for your service. As we do with every FanCred Feature episode, we're going to kick it off with the Survivor League update. We had 3 teams get eliminated this week. Husker and JSB 619 picked the Chargers over the Giants. Unfortunately, they will be leaving the league just like Madison Beers should leave Justin Herbert after that performance he had. Kyle K617 unfortunately also gets eliminated. He picked the Packers to beat the Cowboys, and the Packers didn't lose, but they also didn't win. It was a 40-40 tie, something you don't see often. Unfortunately, that doesn't cut it in this league. So Kyle K617, you're out. That just leaves 4 players left in this Survivor League. This thing could end next week, and we might have a champion crowned. Stay tuned next week to see if we have a winner. Moving on to the FCC League. Starting to see a lot of separation in terms of points. Hard to imagine the bottom teams catching up at this point, but you never know. It's a long season. And what do you know? Yours truly was the top scorer this week. Take a look at my roster. RB1, Kenneth Gainwell. RB2, Justice Hill, just as I planned. Drafted them in the later rounds, thinking that they'd have a game or two, but having them both at the same time was totally unexpected. I mean, at this point, maybe Kenneth Gainwell actually becomes the starter. I want to give a shout out to James Cook, who has been my rock this fantasy season. I have him in so many leagues, and he's made life easy for me. I'm thinking it might be RB1 overall season for James Cook. Let him cook! Moving on to the FanCred Featured League of the Week. We're going to take a look at a Ballsville league called Little Big Balls. 24 teams, which is a lot. So there's 6 roster spots. 5 of them are flex. 1 of them is super flex. Makes for an interesting competition. It is best ball. I wanted to highlight a team that didn't do so well. With 6 slots, you can imagine a score of 60 being easy to achieve. Unfortunately for Team Mr. Fenty, that was not achieved. And you can see why looking at his roster. Jamar Chase, of course, affected by the aforementioned Jake Browning situation. Justin Herbert didn't have a good game. And if you look at the rest of his roster, they're not going to be putting up the points for this team. Good luck to you, Mr. Fenty. Maybe things turn around soon. Jameis Winston, please. That's all for this episode of FanCred Features. We've got a good week coming up in the NFL. I'm looking forward to Seahawks versus Bucks this week. If the Seahawks win this game, I think we're going to get talked about more as a contender. We've looked really good up to this point. This will be sort of a coming out party for us if we win. Go Hawks. We're on to week 5 of the NFL. Catch you all next week. Get your waivers in. Peace.